The At Work Network right here on Delighted Radio from 6 to 11. Oh.
It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be safe. One kind, one people. We are roll up to roll up. Cause no man's alone. Do what's right. Alright, cause I love you. And we're in this together. My sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us, yeah. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to let it roll out.
Bless up. Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
The St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce would like to remind persons when patronizing businesses to abide by the following COVID-19 guidelines to protect employees, customers, and our community. Urge employers to check employees and customers with a non-contact head thermometer on arrival to a business place. It's mandatory that employees wear a face mask when at work and in the presence of others. No customers will be permitted to enter an establishment without a face mask. Encourage both employees and customers to wash their hands with soap and water or sanitize their hands with an alcohol-based hand sanitizer of at least 60% alcohol when entering a building, after interacting with customers, and throughout the day. Remember to maintain 6 feet physical and social distancing. Consider installing barriers such as sneeze guards or partitions in high-traffic areas to limit close contact between employees and customers. Clean and disinfect highly touched surfaces such as doorknobs, telephones, cash registers, bathrooms, tables and countertops regularly throughout the day. Offer e-commerce services or curbside pickup options wherever possible. Encourage good hygiene practices among staff and customers by posting signs and posters in the business place. For more information and tips to consider, visit www.covid19.gov.kn.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your National Bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Refresh and win $10,000 cash with Coca-Cola. Yes, you could be the lucky winner of $10,000 cash when you enjoy a 591 ml Coca-Cola Original Taste or 591 ml Sprite. Look under the special yellow cap to find your unique code. Promotion runs May 21st to August 13th. Terms and conditions apply. See press and in stores for details. Coca-Cola, open for better. Please follow all COVID-19 protocols when redeeming prizes.
Hi, I am Mickey Stokes. Join me every Tuesday night from 8 until 12 on ZRZ Radio for National Showcase. It's 4 hours of the best in local music as we feature the songs, singers, and bands of St. Kitts and Nevis. Join us and enjoy a better mix of local music every Tuesday night from 8 until 12 with yours truly, Mickey Stokes.
In case you don't know us, you're just twisting that dial away and managed to bump into us. This is ZIZ Radio from out of St. Kitts.
This is our message to all Kittitians at home and especially to those abroad. They taking boat and they taking plane, and they swear you'll never see them again. Leave house and line and go away. By whatever means in a foreign land they'll stay. With careless abandon, they leave the motherland just so. You'll run into my countrymen everywhere that you go. While them in a foreign land catching hell. The foreigners in their country doing well. Not me. St. Kitts is me born in land, I say. So in St. Kitts, I got to make it anyway. So if you good enough for the Trinidadian in Dan Dan, and it good enough for Antigua born Luckian, and it good enough for the Golden Lemon Yankee. Say this is good enough for me. Go malo mamolo. United States is great, they say. To me, that is just for a holiday. There's too much violence and crime. You got to sleep with an eye open all the time. Don't talk about New York City. The junkies and the muggers are too much.
This message brought to you by ZIZ and the Fire Department of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I am Woman Fire Officer Mavis White Archibald with your safety tip for today. If a fire occurs in your home, get out, stay out, and call for help. Never go back inside the house for anyone or anything.
This message was brought to you by ZIZ and the St. Kitts Nevis Fire Department.
Just a late moment here in the studio. Good morning to our listeners and good morning to our viewers. I won't share. I mean, that's not one of those social media moments to share, you know? I could see that going, whoa. Anyways, man, welcome back to our program. And this morning, in the studio with me, as usual, I have Mr. Manton and Mr. Williams, Timothy and Rommel. And we're here to discuss fire-related issues and rescuing issues as well. Because remember, it's St. Kitts and it's a fire and rescue services. All right, so it's not just only fire alone. They deal with a number of things as well. Other things, I should say. Before we go too far, I just want to let the public know, for those of you in the Keyon region, they're experiencing some, what you call an emergency situation there this morning. So your water will be interrupted, and they're hoping to get that on, sorted out today before 4 o'clock this afternoon. So if you're in Keyon right now, you realize there's no water, the officials apologize for the inconvenience, but rest assured they're working on it, and hopefully before this afternoon they should be finished, but at least until 4 o'clock. All right, so for our discussion now with Mr. Martin and Mr. Williams, we're going to sidestep a bit because we this is important to share with you. Something happened recently, an experience here in St. Kitts, and I'm going to let Timothy expound more on that. But I encourage you to listen this morning, because this is not a hypothetical scenario or something that we are making up. This is something that actually took place.
Good morning, GQ. Good morning to the listening audience and the viewing public. Now, we would just like to highlight to the public, an incident that took place recently. First of all, I would like to commend the officers, the fire officers of the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services for the job that they have been doing. I know it's not all time they are being seen, but when they do perform their duties, they perform it to the best of their ability. And with the incident that I'm about to draw reference to, the lady in particular, she gave our guys some high praise, for the prompt response and the manner in which they would have dealt with the situation. Now, the situation is relating to that of a stove explosion. Now, this particular lady, and I won't call any names, now, she was doing some cooking, and while cooking, she heard a loud hissing noise. And, she went to do some investigation between she and her husband. And they took off the regulator off of the gas tank, and it was one of the small gas tank that is housed inside of the house. So they took off the regulator and they did a check of the normal check where you throw water on the top of the tank just to see if it's leaking. They did not find any leaks on the tank.
On the valve?
So yes. So they connected back the regulator to the tank. And she said that she went about, the husband was a bit, reluctant in terms of going forward, but she needed her cooking done to be finished. So with a bit of hesitancy, they moved forward with their cooking. They had on the oven part of the stove. And she said about 30 minutes after, she heard that loud hissing noise again. And just as she, turned off the stove to check on it again, there was that explosion.
Wow. Did she get hurt?
She got minor damages. She said she had a little scratch to her feet. Nothing major, just maybe like some singeing of the ears, and she saw one or two water boils from the heat come up on her foot. But thankfully it wasn't anything so severe that it endangered her. Well, not endangered her, but it put her in a traumatic.
Yes, of course.
Right. So she said that they were able to throw some dirt. They used some dirt from outside to actually throw on the flames to have it subside. But she said that our guys, the firefighters, they responded rather quickly to the call. They got there in a matter of minutes. And
quicker than she expected.
Quicker than she expected. And upon doing the investigation, they thanked her initially for the way that she handled the situation, because it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, so we just want to say to the general public, be careful in terms of the use of the stove. If you have a cylinder on the inside, normally those cylinders carry some rubber hose. Make sure that you check the lines for any breakage, because they're rubber, they get brittle at times, and they can have some seeping. If you hear any hissing noise, first thing you do, instead of lighting, you can run a check through the initial check that she did, whereas she took off the regulator, checked the tank. Upon putting back the regulator and you turn it on the tank, make sure you could run some soapy water along the hose.
Right.
From the stove, go right down to the tank. Make sure that you check the clamps as well. The clamps that are securing the hose to the regulator. Make sure those are tightened, and before you light any open flame, because soon as that gas meets that open flame, you can have an explosion, disaster on your hand.
Did you guys, in doing their inspection, found out what was causing the hissing sound?
No, the guys and them did not find the actual cause of it. However, we just wanted to share the different
aspects,
you know, as to what could cause something like that.
Okay. The lines are open, by the way, 465-2555 and 718-577-2916. Maybe you have been in an experience that you would like to share that can make us aware of that particular situation that might be unusual, that, you know, you might not be, you know, inclined to think about, if I can put it that way. All right, so while we do so, what about you? You have anything to add to the conversation in terms of...
Yes, just to basically reiterate what he said, because it may seem like a one-off situation, but it happens quite often, because I can relate to a situation that happened not too long ago. In this case, the clamps, there was no clamps on the hose that was connected from the gas tank to the stove. And so over time, the pressure that is stored in the line, because the tank stays open, after that hose has pressure inside it for some time, eventually what would happen, the hose...
Put on your headphones?
The hose would eventually work its way off. Because it is not clamped.
Right.
And once that happens and you have that leakage, you wouldn't know.
Right.
Until you go and light and there's an explosion. So I would have experienced that recently on a call that we had. And so, in addition to what Mr. Martin said, you want to reinforce the clamps. Make sure that you clamp the hoses to the connections on the regulator and on the hose. Don't just push a hose on and leave it. It will come off. The chances are it will come off, and that is a recipe for disaster. So we just want to strengthen that. Check your hose line periodically to make sure that the hose line is in check. There are no breakage, like you mentioned, that the hoses get brittle. So you will need to check that for safety.
Let's take our first call.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, GQ, good morning.
Yes, Jam
This is Jam Down here.
Yes, man.
Everything the youngsters them said here, they're so right. Because when you go to poor people home who ain't got money to call, like them guys who walk and do that kind of work to make sure that the hose is tightened and them kind of things, you find like accident cars. People lose their nice home. The poor people them lose their house. They ain't got nowhere else to go, and them kind of things. So this program is very educated, and what I like to see from the fire department is that they do something like that on the TV, where they could get demonstration with the stove and the car. These things help, especially in the ghettos. You got single parents saying aware these things, and to get the knowledge and to try to carry out these functions in the home, you got to pay for it. Everything now is money. That's why I'm saying it's important for the commander at the fire department to put this in practice. Put it on the media and the TV. an old stove, you show them how to hook it up, and you understand? These things help. Have a good day, GQ.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Thanks for your suggestion.
Thanks for your call, Jamman.
Let's take this next call. Good morning. Hey.
Good morning to the two fine gentlemen you have there on your program.
Yes, Good morning,
I listen to this program on a regular basis, and it's very, very educational, and I believe it's timely too, because like how school is out on vacation, more than likely a lot of the children should be listening. I hope they are listening. And based on what Jam Down says, he's so correct. Maybe this can be on the light TV, and there can be some demonstration. I too had a situation at one time, and my advice to persons, especially when they come around gas, if you're not sure, get the expert to come and help you. Because I remember I used to have this problem, and the gas finishing very, very fast, and I'm wondering what is going on. And I heard the same noise just like the lady, but I was able to call an expert, and he was able to rectify it for me. Fortunately for me, the gas was on the outside. I personally I don't like the gas on the inside, but not everybody in a position to buy the large gas. You just have to go with your finances. Good. But I must say I have been enjoying this program. The guys, they are very professional. I like the way how you all explain. So I just want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and continue to educate persons. And I hope a lot of persons are listening, or if this program can be rebroadcast for others to listen.
Yes, ma'am.
A very, very good program.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much.
Good job you all are doing, gentlemen.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it very much.
No problem.
As a matter of fact, the program is scheduled to be rebroadcast as well. Just letting you all know. All right, let's try this one. Good morning.
Big AA Rich?
Hey, yes, Big AA.
Yes, good morning. Mr. Polly, Mr. Fireman, you're AA too, you know. Around GQ, you are an AA.
Yeah, he's on good too. Told him.
All I have is suggestion. I would like to suggest to people, once you smell gas, don't scratch no match.
Good.
That's safety number one.
Very good point.
And if you are a person who uses a lamp in your house, do not put it where the curtain could swing and knock it down. Because I had a son-in-law, he get born up in a house in St. Thomas.
Wow.
Yeah, and all because the mother, they like music more than she trained them. She leave them and she went, and she know she got the lamp in the house. And when the curtain pulled on the lamp, that was it.
Wow.
Curtain catch a fire, and whole house catch a fire. So by the time fire truck and everybody reach up there, the little boy in the house don't get killed with the fire, you know.
Oh, so sad.
Okay, telling people, once you got a lamp in your house, don't put it near where the curtain could swing. Otherwise, when wind blow curtain and you knock it down, that's it. And don't forget, put match out of the reach of children.
Indeed.
Yes, for sure, indeed.
That's right. Don't put on your match and say so long. People children very curious. Because it happened to me too. When I was small, I'd take up a match and I scratch it. And when I see it coming up by my finger, I throw the match on the mother table and burn up the tablecloth. Well, GQ could tell you how much licks I get. It's a good program. Continue to teach people and educate people.
Yes, man.
Okay, thanks a lot, man.
You get tree.
Yes, man. Sound words of advice, man. Sound words of advice.
As a matter of fact, you were highlighting that point in terms of the fumes of the gas 1 week before you left. You didn't say it on here. You were saying you should have said it on here in terms of, how the gas multiplies in an open space. You remember that conversation? Now I heard culture talking about it, but there's that aspect in terms of, even though you smell the gas, you think, okay, I ain't smelling it strong. That don't mean I'm safe.
Even though you're smelling minute traces of it, always attempt to ventilate the room first. You open all windows, maybe the doors if possible, to get those vapors out. Because the vapors, they would have been accumulating in the room. And once you scratch that match with those vapors in the room, it could be disastrous.
Okay.
Indeed.
All right, we just have about 5 more minutes left before we wrap up the program. As you can tell, what we had scheduled for today, we're going to put off until next week. Reason for that is just the guys encountered a situation recently and thought it best to share their experience with us here. So at least if you are experiencing this right now, or if you ever do come across something like that, you know what to do. And the lady, once again, thank you guys for getting there faster than she expected.
Yes.
And luckily for her, she had some knowledge and she dealt with the situation properly by trying some dirt on the fire.
Old school.
Yeah, man. Hey, good morning. You're live.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I'm calling in because this is the first time I'm listening to the program, right? But I am also the lady with the problem on Sunday.
Oh, how are you doing?
I'm not too bad. I just have a little scotch. I just realized now, like I have some scotches on my hand. Like after effects, I just realized that I have some like, minor burns on my hand. So I wanted to commend the fire department for the prompt response to the situation. And well, I purchased a big gas tank yesterday. It cost me a bit of money, but at least it's
safer,
more secure
yes.
than
Yes.
yes on the inside. So yes, I did buy one of the regulators them a couple of months ago, like in April, and from then I noticed that I hear in the little sound, but you know it was like on and off and didn't pay much attention to it. But I mean on Sunday, I just listened to the program, so I don't know how much the fireman had said already, but I don't really want to reiterate things that he already said.
That's okay.
But yeah,
it's your experience.
Yeah, it's my experience, and it's very traumatizing because I can't even sleep now.
Wow, yes.
Because every minute it's just reflecting on my mind what happened from beginning to end, and it's just playing on my mind. Every minute I'm thinking about it, and you know, so I just hope and pray that it doesn't happen again, and nobody has to be in this situation. It's a learning lesson, so yeah. So I just wanted to thank the fire department for the quick response.
And thank you for sharing your experience too. And I must commend you for even though you sound right now that you are petrified, you still dealt with the situation properly.
Yeah, because actually it's one of the neighbors is who told my children to throw dirt on it because we were panicking when it up and down the place. First thing you thought about was water, but then you know water and fire don't mix, so it was not. You know, it was still just flames was still just going up and around the tank, and so once they did that, to tell you the truth, I didn't even know what time they went for the dot because I was like a chicken with my head cut off, running up.
Oh boy!
You mean fire, 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 fire? So when I came inside in the kitchen, I see a lot of black things on the ground. Stupid me, thinking it came from the gas tank, not realizing it was dot.
Oh.
I don't even know what time they went for the dirt and everything like that.
Okay.
But, yeah, but it was under control by the time they came. We even tossed away the gas tank thinking that it was the gas tank. when the fireman came, he checked it and he said it was good. So the problem was between the regulator, as you said, and the hose. We had on a clamp on it.
Okay.
But I guess after the use and everything, it just deteriorated and so it caused the explosions. I'm glad my children and myself we are safe and nothing major happened other than the cupboards were scorched. But that's a minor fix.
Yes.
Sandpaper it down and make it look like a nice design.
That's right. And don't be afraid to go back in the kitchen now. Remember, you have to eat. You have to eat.
All right, thanks for
all right.
listening.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thanks
calling.
for the experience.
Yeah, and we're gonna make that our final call for this morning, and
Indeed,
you know, and thank her for sharing her experience and also giving us an insight in terms of what to look for as it relates to our home. You know, as Jamdong said, you know, the information is definitely needed. A lot of poor people not in a position to, you know, either properly secure themselves or get what they should have. You know, but that don't mean that because you're poor you can't survive. And knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
So looking forward to that show. I know you guys been talking about off your ways of incorporating examples during the show. So let's just let Jamdang know. That's something that we have discussed and looking at ideas in terms of how we can get it done. You know, so at least this half an hour program won't just be a discussion. We'll have some visual aids to help us. Gentlemen, I normally let Timothy close out the program, but Mr. Williams, I'm going to let you close out the program this morning.
Yes, GK, as usual, we are eternally grateful for the opportunity to come here and share this useful and important information to the general public. And by all accounts, we are actually accomplishing what we set out to do. So you want to thank the callers for listening and chiming in and also sharing their advice and basically adding to what we are trying to do. And what I would say, even though in relation to the small tanks, they can still be placed outside. Just erect a nice small cupboard just to secure the tank. It doesn't necessarily have to be inside because it's a small tank. You could still set it up the same way as you would the big tank and have it outside. It is more safe, it is more secure. And so, again, I want to encourage all of us to continue to be safe in this season, this COVID season. Practice the pharmaceutical measures that are in place.
Non-pharmaceutical.
Thank you for the correction, GQ.
No problem.
The non-pharmaceutical measures that has been put in place. And so it is all done to keep us safe. So you stay safe and stay fire safe and use the information that is being disseminated to protect yourself, your life, your family, and your property. Again, you have a blessed day.
This message brought to you by ZIZ and the Fire Department of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I am Woman Fire Officer Mavis White Archibald with your safety tip for today. Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? During